I also use my thumb on other chords. I do that with Reckoning Day at the bottom. When I'm doing the chords here, when I make the modulation, I go up to the G flat, and I'm doing the same thing. But then I anchor my thumb on the second fret there. So check this out. That's the first time, and then I land with my thumb there. And it looks to most people like I'm not fretting the guitar at all, and actually I have. I fretted it at the F sharp there with my thumb. One of the things that I like with guitar playing as far as soloing and stuff is if you really listen to the song, it'll tell you what it needs. When Jimmy Page was sitting there and they asked him what he's doing, I'm waiting for a solo. I mean, that is so brilliant because solos, they're just so important to songs. If you get up there and you do something, you know, like the Beastie Boys' Fight for Your Right song, that solo, I don't know who did that, but it just kind of sounds like it was done, you know, for that song by somebody who fit that song. It's like a party solo by, you know, a guitar player. It just kind of sounds like somebody's plinking around. Other songs, when you write a guitar solo, people like David Gilmour, how he can get that much out of what little notes he plays to me it's exceptional. It just blows my mind. And so if I was going to tell a guitar player how to actually structure a solo, for me, first thing coming out of the gate is you have to make an explosive beginning. And I do that a lot, like, for example, in Wake Up Dead, I'll grab the fret at the 6th fret, and I'll stretch the string, and I'll pick real fast. And then I bend the string back into position. But that whole thing is just kind of like, oh, okay, here we go. We know something's happening. A lot of the players that I've played with over the years have played with a lot of love. I play with hate. I mean, they compare us to Fire and Ice. Well, yeah, I would say so. They like to make their guitars sing. I like to punch it in the stomach. And I think that that's a good thing, because somebody's got to take advantage of the guitar. If you're going to play the guitar, you should use every bit of it. And solos for me, too, when you get into the higher neck here, if you're stuck in a particular modality, I think that's the right word for it, you really have nowhere to go. So I like to move and continue to climax with the solo, going with the uppermost success of the song in mind. For example, with Reckoning Day, it's a song with a wang bar on it, but it's one of those movements from in a position and then it jumps up an octave, and I'll show you. Okay, that's the first measure. I know that sounded kind of stupid, but I'm going to show you exactly why I did that, because I'll do it at speed in a second. And then it repeats it up here. And what that does is it takes the same melody, it establishes a melody with you so that you get familiar with the melody, because it's not a ripping guitar solo. But in order for it to climax, I do the same thing again with a slight, subtle change. So if I was going to play that song at tempo, it'd be... climaxed. That's a memorable solo too, and it's not like some of these wank fests where, I mean, actually I'm supposed to use a wang bar on that. I don't really do it because I think that most guitars that have wang bars on them aren't used properly by guitar players. They're just not. In conclusion, for me, again, the most important thing is that your tools are comfortable for you to use. Anybody can hammer a nail, but when you pick up a hammer that's balanced, you don't even notice after you've accomplished a whole day of work and people look at you and they say, job well done. If you have if you don't have availability to a lot of funds in order to get the right equipment, what I would say is be very careful what you pick for your first guitar, because that'll be the key that opens the door for you with your future and being able to get more equipment. Pick your influences very well. I would make sure that if I'm one of the guys that influence you, I think that you might want to look at some of the people that influenced me too, so you could just cut out the middleman. Find out what made me tick. Picking, super important. Strings, very important too. These strings on my guitar are my signature model. They have a certain tensile to them, so because they're the same gauge, I don't notice anything, but because of the strength of them, the tonality is better. Signature pickups too. Whatever pickups you use, whatever strings you use, make sure it's what you feel the most comfortable with, because a good craftsman never blames his tools. And finally, I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Hopefully by then I'll know more than you. Until then, stay Mustaine saying see you later.